So ladies and gentlemen, we are good to go. Celebration. Oh man, I wish I had some more noise making material over here. I gotta.
Clever with MC Medina, catching the vibe. With the cookie marijuana.
Yes, the Age of Aquarius, the Age of Enlightenment. That's exactly what the organic program of the universe has called for planet Earth today.
Yes. Yes.
And this is
and how does it help that oneness become more real? Because it's not like the oneness went away, right? Oneness was always here.
Oneness was always here. What happens is the world that we get born into heavily is constantly feeding us media, images, and music. Let's say we've been so entangled with our five senses that there's a sense of forgetting. You know how people say, sometimes people mention reincarnation, and reincarnation is a thing where, you know, you've had a life before, you may have a life after this life.
Right.
And so why don't we remember the things that we discovered in the previous life? And a lot of that has to do with, because wouldn't that be awesome if we could just continue to add on to the knowledge lifetime after lifetime?
I guess, yeah, I think so. I have moments of deja vu. So yeah. I sort of have moments of when I realize that I had another life before this. A lot of times it's when certain places I go for the first time. You know, it's like deja vu. I've been here before. And in this life, I know I haven't been here before, but it's just like, okay. It's just a flash. And then I just let it go.
Yeah, and so from the information that I've uncovered, because of our rebirth process and being reincarnated, like being brought back into a physical vessel, in order for us to survive, we have we have been programmed to believe and conditioned to believe that we have to maintain a certain level of self-identity.
Mm-hmm.
And this self-identity, also known as the ego mind, as opposed to the spirit mind, and the ego mind is a universal ego mind, and the spirit mind is a universal spirit mind. So we can all tap into, depending on whatever frequencies we choose to be resonating at any given moment. And what dictates what frequency you're resonating at dictates your brain and your mind's ability to stay in gratitude, in harmony, in peace, in bliss. There's a whole list of negative emotions that's like jealousy, envy, anger, frustration. And then you got positive emotions like happiness, gratitude, blissful feelings, and contentment, satisfaction. And so we want to be able to stay in those positive emotions right there, because by staying in those positive emotions, we're able to maintain a certain frequency that allows us to what I call, it allows us to open and maintain the gates of abundance.
Okay.
Stay. When we talk about the law of attraction and the universal law of oneness and the ego mind and all of these things, they're simply reminders.
Mm-hmm.
And we start to resonate with that. The reason why I say that is because even though we were born and think that we forgot everything, when we stumble across this information again in this lifetime, that's why we have a sense of remembering, because we did and do already know this.
Okay. Because it's a part of us.
It's in our DNA as star beings. The thing is that we're made of stardust. If you haven't already heard that, then now you know. We're made of the same elements that the whole universe is made out of. So according to quantum physics and scientists and big group studies, we are the embodiment of the universe. So when we think about that, and we know that God is love, God is in everything, that means the universe is in everything. Love is in everything. And so anything other than unconditional love is just an illusory construct of the universal ego mind.
Right. And that's what, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say one last thing. Universal love is all that exists. Everything else is part of the grand illusion of separation. And the first universal law clearly addresses this. I highly recommend everybody check it out after we get done here.
That's perfect. I mean, love was what helped me get over grief. You know, and that's why I said My Backyard Garden, a memoir of how love conquers grief. And sometimes the separation in the physical world throws you sort of a loop, and you have these moments from the grand illusion that come into you. And then you have to use that positive love to say, okay, I don't want to be angry that she's gone. You know, she loved me. I loved her. We had a loving relationship. I mean,
yes.
Even if you didn't have one, you know what I mean, you can still love the time that was there, you know, because everybody's relationship with someone may not be the same, but it's the love in you and your understanding of, like you said, a universal love. This is what's going to help you bring yourself back to the positive side and experience more positive emotions instead of those negative ones that Ruben talked about. And that's the whole thing about love conquers grief. And I really believe that a lot of people, they feel like they have to either feel really, really bad, or when they feel bad, they can't reach out, right? But you have to reach out because we're one, right? You remember you told me that I is in illness and we is in wellness?
Yeah, what we're
You
going
told me that?
yeah, we're going from illness, which is an I, and we're moving into wellness, which is we. It's destroying the grand illusion of separation. We're all in this thing together. And I'm not talking about just our brothers and sisters, the children of tomorrow and our elders. I'm talking about all that plus nature, the animal and plant kingdom, the insects, the fungus. We're all in this thing together. Like there's no grass, there's no trees, there's no green nothing without the gigantic mycelium body that's around the whole planet.
Right. And I really believe that's why we feel good when we look at nature, when we see nature. I really feel like that's why we connect so well with it, right?
Yeah.
Because we are one with it.
We have to be able to recognize the harmonic nature of the natural world and how everything just works in sync and in symbiosis. There's zero waste in nature. So our natural state, we've discovered, is what? Unconditional love. Everything else is an illusion.
Yes.
Our natural state is abundance and bliss. Our natural state is zero waste. There is no waste in nature. Becoming a minimalist and learning about recycling and taking recycling to the next level, which is zero waste. I highly recommend people get into that as well. I have a whole team that's dedicated to zero waste and zero waste advocacy, educating people the benefits of zero waste, how to turn your business and home into zero waste, why is it beneficial to be zero waste? Well, one, you're taking trash out of the waste stream, which if y'all don't know, trash is a big deal on planet Earth. There's places on planet Earth where there's just piles and piles of trash.
Yeah.
And so becoming zero waste, and it will also help you make money because you can monetize waste.
Yes.
That's the hack. So when we look at nature, we see this harmony, and that's what brings the harmony, feelings of harmony within us, just like what you said.
Okay. And, we can go on and on. We're going to have to wrap it up. I know we probably have about 15 minutes to our hour. We thought we
Are you serious? Oh my God.
We thought we could do this in 30 minutes, but we could go on and on and on for hours.
Yeah.
But I really appreciate having the chance to talk to you and on your Facebook Live, Ruben, and nice meeting all of y'all. And I am from down here in Arkansas, Mississippi, so I can say y'all. But
Arkansas, Mississippi, baby.
Tennessee, all those through that tri-state area right along the Mississippi. I've lived everywhere else, but I'm back here and this is home and I'm loving it. I really am. But I also want you guys to tune in. In the information, you're going to show them how to get to both of our websites. I'm at www.mothersbackyard.org, and my podcast is #empathy4grief. And you can get it through most podcast providers, but you can also get it on my website too. And I'd love for you guys to leave a comment with Ruben or with myself and tell us what you think about this. This is going to also be out on our YouTube, right? My YouTube is Mother's Backyard Enterprise, and I'm going to let Ruben give you all his data. And also, like I said, if you are grieving the loss of a loved one, or you know someone who is, my book, My Backyard Garden, a memoir of how love conquers grief by Deborah Hester, is a brief read. I call it the little golden book. But it lets a person see what it's like to go through grieving, but coming out loving more than when you started your grieving process. And it gives you a way to, some people don't want to talk about this. And I'm breaking the silence. So if you see somebody who's struggling, that they don't want to talk about it, they don't know how, both of you guys can read the book. Then you can say, well, when Deborah was going through this, she felt blah, 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 blah. What do you think about this? It gives you a way to begin to start the conversation with somebody who might not want to start the conversation, who might not know how to start the conversation. But it gives you this other thing to sort of talk about until they say, oh yeah, I can relate to that. I felt that way. So I encourage you to purchase my book. Working on a lot of things. The podcasts are free. I just want to get it out there. I want people to feel that they can get better. It's a journey. It comes and goes. There are lows, there are highs, but I want you to just keep moving, you know, and you're going to hear a little bit more about move music and talk radio, because that is the next thing we're going to be doing, and putting some of MC Medina's music and words into move music and talk radio right here on force3radio.com. Got my little ad back here. That's where we're streaming live. You can get that on the internet. I am there at 3 o'clock Central Standard Time at www.force3radio.com. Streaming live, part of our All Inspirational Sunday. So Ruben, I'm gonna let you wrap this up. That's sort of my spiel. And I'll turn it over to you to share all the good things that you are contributing to our world that we all need to know about.
Thank you so much, Deborah. Once again, thank everybody for watching and listening. This is Mother's Backyard. I'm just a guest here in Miss Hester's world right now. And yes, make sure y'all check out that book. It's available on your website, so y'all can order that. Another thing is, I always like my listeners to know, our listeners to know that we're really dedicating a huge part of our human existence, Deborah and I. We're actively striving to make this world a better place. If you feel like your back is against the wall, call my phone. It's 214. I'm serious. 214, right? Grab a pen, grab something. 214-815-8555. Now check it out. That's my real phone number. Seriously. If somebody calls that number right now, it's gonna cut off the Facebook Live because I don't even have it.
Don't call now.
Don't call right now, okay? Don't do that. That's my real phone number. If I don't answer, leave a message or send me a text or whatever. I'm about this life, and I promise you it's not the end of the world. Once you get to the points and get the downloads that Deborah and I have to share with you, heartache and pain is a thing of the past. And we're creating new moments and new experiences in this moment for you now. So you're not alone. We're here to help. We are all spirit guides. We're all here to guide others and also be guided by elders.
Yes.
And others too. Sometimes I find myself being led by younger people. That's just what it is.
Absolutely. And my dad told me the story I got to share with you real quick, because he was saying, well, many are called and some are chosen. And I was like, many are called and some are chosen. I don't get it, Dad. He said, okay. He said, when there's an opening for a job, he said, they send out the opening and all people come and interview. He said, but only a few get the jobs.
Yeah.
That's where there are some people, and they may not be an age, right? You just never know. But when you experience it, you know that that person's been chosen to do what they're supposed to do. And everybody out here has been chosen to do something that they're supposed to be doing in this world. So we want you to find out what you are supposed to be doing.
Yes.
Right? As part of this solution and this new age of Aquarius. So
yeah, that's a lot of the work.
We just motivate each other.
Yeah, that's a lot of the work that I've been doing for close to the last 2 decades, and a lot of work with the Native American Church nonprofit is I've been dedicating my life, and we've helped several people. I was about to lie and say hundreds because it sounded good, but I probably have helped hundreds because of the videos and everything else. but we've helped so many people just one-on-one that I'm a professional at helping people discover what their purpose is, and then helping to generate passion behind that purpose so we can continue to drive you forward onto your personal path of enlightenment, of self-mastery, of self-awareness, and unlocking the you that your future self will truly be grateful for.
Yes.
So reach out to us. We got big websites. Again, my phone number is 214-815-8555. If you work at Twitter, please call me. I don't know what's up with my Twitter account. I got suspended somehow. Call me too, okay? And mothersbackyard.org, #empathy
For grief.
for
Yes.
empathy for grief, okay? And we also have lovemedina.com. That's LOVEMEDINA. And that's where you're going to find music. And I'm going to be uploading this podcast, this transmission right here. This transmission right here, yo, is going to be on Love Medina. It's going to be on lovemedina.com on the home page, home girl and home boys, home people.
Okay. All right. Well, with that, I guess we need to sign out and just really thank you, everyone. Oh, sorry.
There's one more, consciousminds.org.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
CONSCIOUSMINDS. I know it's a lot, consciousminds.org, but hey, I gave you my phone number and just be like, yo, what was the name of that long one that you said that ended in .org? And then I'll be like, yeah, this is it right here.
Yeah, and we're gonna put it in the notes and everything, so you'll have links and the whole thing.
Yes.
All you gotta do is reach out.